The big question you should be asking yourself right now is it really possible to trade all of this sideways chop that we've been experiencing in crypto? We've had so many amazing setups and then they fail. And it's frustrating, it's discouraging, and getting a really good position only to have it taken away from you. It just feels like you can't win when you're going long in a choppy market. And that's kind of true, which is why it's important to be able to go long and short. And the reality is that I've already developed some signals for Solana, for SPX 6900, and for SUI, my 3 favorite S-theme coins, to be used over here at Phemex. I've been hinting this at you guys for a while. Hopefully you've already signed up for Phemex. And in this video today, I'm going to be talking about the Phemex signal trading bots and how you can copy what I'm already sending right now to Phemex. But before I get to that, what's up? My name is Aaron Dishner and I am from The Better Traders, and you are watching the Coin Bureau Trading channel. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and follow what I'm saying very carefully in this video. I'm going to be explaining what signal bots are, what copy trading is, what is actually being sent over to Phemex, and how you can join in on the performance that I just shared with you on TradingView. So first off, let's go back over here to Phemex. Phemex is a centralized exchange, not a decentralized one. It does require KYC, so I'm really sorry for all of you that are not in those supported jurisdictions, but it is a very excellent exchange. There are links to sign up in the description below. So why Phemex? Well, we have a special partnership arrangement with Phemex through Coin Bureau, and I'm really excited because you guys know me as like the guy who presents content, but really, I'm a bot trader. I really love DCA bot trading. Unfortunately, they don't have the capacity for spot DCA bot signals yet. I'm really hoping that they come through with that. Again, you can tag them in the comments. You can be like, no, please, I want them. But in the meantime, I've come up with something that's a pretty nice trade-off, I guess you can say. Now, when you go here to Phemex.com and when you sign up, there's an option to check out some of the bots. And yes, they already have futures grid bots. They have futures DCA martingale, very risky in my opinion. Spot grid, signal trading, funding rate, and arbitrage, which is a really great strategy from like 8 years ago, personally, but maybe it could work, just depends. But signal trading is a really interesting concept. It's a really interesting idea. And the whole idea of this signal trading is that you generate your own signals. So you can see I actually have signals already set up here for SPX 6900, for SUI, and for SOL. And all you have to do if you want to set up your own is you click add a signal, you create a webhook on Phemex, you give it some sort of title and a description. And once you've done that, it's going to give you information that you need to plug in over here on TradingView. So first off, you have to copy the webhook URL and you have to edit your alert message. Now, this is where things get overly technical for the span of this video, but essentially you take this information and then you plug it in over here on TradingView for a strategy. Now, heads up, this strategy is not available to everybody. This is available to people that are in the pro tier of the Better Traders Club. But I wanted to make sure that you guys have access to it, especially with this really cool partnership that we have with them. But the idea is that you'd set up an alert based off a strategy. So maybe it's not the TBO Pro backtester strategy, but as long as it has these up, down arrows, that lets you know it's a strategy. And if you want to find one to play with, you just hit the / key, or you can go over here to the indicators and metrics, and you want to go to something like, you could play with RSI. You could do an RSI breakout strategy. So anything that has this little squiggly line like this, these are available strategies that you can use, which will show you back-tested results. Now, I've spent a lot of time with the TBO indicator, the trending breakout indicator, and I believe I have some really awesome signals that have done pretty well. The main thing that I really like about these signals compared to just finding something randomly on TradingView and just plugging it in to Phemex is that I've backtested this a lot. And these are also super realistic results. And I want to explain a little bit about what you're seeing. But let's go first to, actually, no, this one's really good. Actually, this is good. One thing you have to know when you are doing a back test and when you're trying to get good settings is that there will inevitably be drawdown periods where your cumulative P&L will drop down and you'll see buy and hold, which is this blue line right here. Sometimes it will outperform your bot's settings. Or worse yet, even when you are trying your best to find the very best settings you can see my cumulative P&L here. back on January 15th was at $3,000, and then it dropped all the way down here to $1,700, which is really frustrating. Even just honing in on that, that's almost losing 50% of all the profits you've generated. Again, you've made a lot of money up until this point. The first trade was generated back over here, March 5th, 2024. So let's be real, like you're in the green. Even if you take a hit right here, you're in the green. But if you're just starting out and you hit a string of losses, I've done this so many times, even with my WIF bot, even with my Mantle bot, even my BTC bot that I'm running on Alt Trading, this happens. But the reality is that these signals are meant for the long game. These are not get-rich-quick signals. These are not, I'm going to make money right now today signals. These are slower, but they're designed to go with the trend and to outperform buy and hold long-term. You can see, again, 600% profit ever since March 2024, which again beats buy and hold by quite a wide margin, which is really amazing. Again, even when you see a massive drawdown here in performance, which is super normal, even in normal trading. A lot of you think that the best traders in the world never take losses. No, it's not true. You will inevitably make a loss. You will inevitably hit a stop loss or something like that. And yes, these signals do use stop losses. More on that in a second. But you will see drawdown, and if you're patient, you stick to the strategy, what was once $1,900 now rockets all the way up to $5,000, and we see a little bit of chop, and then we see a drop from 54 down here to 32. Again, that's a really rough drop in profit. However, patience pays, as I love to say. Even dropping down here would feel so defeating. I get it. But look at where we are now. This is not always going to be the case. We're not always going to see the price increase. We're not always going to see amazing performance like this. Sometimes there will be really, really rough periods of drawdown. So let me show you what the bot performance actually looks like and what's happening here. Now, this is super duper messy. I'm going to go ahead and try to hide some of the not needing to know information, like the quantity. That's not really important. So what's happening right now with the signals is a couple of things. This is how it's set up for SUI, for SPX, and for SOL. All of them are the same. They just have differing results. So what happens with this bot is that this is an automatic long-short bot, meaning that it's going to take a short position based off of some symbol here on the TBO. And once it enters, then it's going to be taking profit at a predetermined level. That's exactly what's happening right here. And you can see it right here. Cool. Bear it open short. Cool. Boom. Done. Then it takes the profit, and then we open up a new position. Then it keeps going. Now, see this white line right here and the blue line? These are actually really cool. Let me see if I can find one that, here's one that just hits the take profit target. That's what I like to see. Let's see if I can find one. Here we go, like this. So when we have a position that's in profit towards a certain amount, like this one hits a zone here at 5%, this blue line right here is basically a fixed trailing stop loss. So if the price were to all of a sudden snap right back, it would close out the position in profit. We open up a short position here. It eventually hits the short position for 8% profit in about 20 hours, which is pretty great. It's not always going to be that fast, not always going to be that profitable, but again, this is the power of the TBO. This is why I love it so much. But let's say that for the sake of an argument, we see the price not just go back down here and go lower, but it just whips back up higher. Well, the signal will be sent over to Phemex, so that way it will close the position automatically. So this bot will continuously go long, short, long, short. Right here, you can see, here we go, protected. That's what I was looking for right there. So see how the price is in a long position. It goes up 5%. It hits this dotted line. Then all of a sudden, our stop loss, which used to be quite a distance below the current price at about 6%, now we have a stop loss right here. So when the price hits this, it automatically sends a signal, protect profit, and it closes the position out in profit. It was not a glorious 6%. It closes it at a very meager 1%. But again, looking at performance, it really does pay to go with the trend. Now, I want you to understand a couple of things with this performance too. There will be periods like this one from February 2025 all the way over here to May, February, March, April, May, 4 months of just absolute painful chop. It took that long for this bot to really perform well. And all of a sudden, it caught an amazing trend from $600 all the way up to $3,000. There will be periods where there's just a lot of sideways chop. That is inevitable with any sort of trading strategy. And that's exactly what this is following, is a long short strategy. This one right here for Solana looks incredible because it's been running since January 2023, which is a super long time, which is actually even better to know. Because if we have so much data, basically 2.5 years of data, a year and a half of data, we can see here, right here in 2024, the bot actually does not beat buy and hold. See that? It's actually underperforming. But as long as we stick to the strategy, what happens over time is that our bot's performance does beat buy and hold. And the only way that that's possible is by going long and short. Now, the way that this works is a signal is generated over here on TradingView, and then it's going to be sent over here to a bot that I'm actually already running. I already have 3 signal bots that I've literally just turned on because I'm still trying to get the right configurations. But I want to show this to you right here. So I have 3 signal bots, and what essentially happens is whenever I receive a buy or a sell order, they're going to automatically be picked up here on Phemex, and they're going to open up a position with 3x leverage. Not 5, not 10, not 100. Again, low leverage. This is much better. So basically what happens is that when this is triggered, then you can actually copy and follow the signal over here. So there's a link in the description below. And as soon as a position is opened, then basically we all run the position together. We're literally all riding and dying together. And when I look at this performance, it's pretty encouraging. But again, to be realistic, there are periods in this performance where it will feel like we are bottlenecked. It'll feel like nothing's going to go up. We hit a peak, that's it. We're never ever, or rather a plateau, and we're never going to go above it until finally it just takes off. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme at all. There will be losses. Stop losses will be hit. Understand that not every trade is going to be profitable, but this is a long-term strategy that is designed to go well in bull and bear markets, again, being back-tested through some pretty rough drawdown that we've seen. So how do you get access to this? Well, in the description of this video below, you're going to see an extra link that's not here, but once you click that link, you'll be able to copy the bot. But make sure that you do copy the link here to sign up for Phemex so that way you snag all of their welcome rewards. And once you do that, then you're going to get all this fun stuff and you'll be able to copy the bots that we're already sending signals to Phemex, or I'm sending to Phemex, period. There's also a lot of other deals available at the Coin Bureau website. If you click on coinbureau.com/deals, it takes you to this page where you can sign up for the Coin Bureau Club, which is a private Discord server where tons of information and alpha is being shared by lots of members, including Dan, Guy, and Nick. I'm also posting in there about 4 days a week, just a really quick snippet of market analysis. Plus, there's also a link to save 10% off of our course at the Better Traders, which is not the Smarter Trader, which is 15 minutes to financial freedom, which comes with one-on-one coaching. It comes with an introduction to bot trading, but not the same bot trading as this bot trading. Now, I want to help you out a little bit just to give you a little bit more of an understanding of what realistic expectations are for these. We will see some incredible profits being made. And again, this is all hands-free. This signal is opened up at 11:15 p.m. I'm not awake at 11:15. I don't want to be trading at 11:15. And you know what? Sometimes it's going to take profit and you're going to feel like, no, you should be taking profit a lot lower. Well, the reality is that a lot of these signals, if not all 3 of them, are happening on pretty fast timeframes. So the idea for these is to take profit quickly. And I want you to not also be confused here. This is an open long signal right here. So it says bull at close short. So the price actually goes up 1% and it get closed out at a loss. Yes, this one does hit take profit, but let's see over here, we see a bull at close short. The price goes against us quite a bit. Yes, this one is a very wide stop loss at 12%, which is why I'm suggesting only 3x leverage. And it doesn't even hit our take profit target, even going up 3%. Now, can you intervene with these signals? I believe you can, but again, this is just copy trading, so you're kind of just giving money to the bots and letting them run. There will be moments where you're going to be in an unrealized profit and an unrealized loss, and it's going to feel like, no, why would you do that there? Or even opening this position here on the 23rd of July for Solana. No, why would you open this here? I want to go up higher. But again, the bot doesn't care about what's happening in the market. It's just running off of long and short signals based off of elements of the TBO, the trading breakout indicator. So again, here, bullet open long, cool, take profit at 4%, done. Open up another one, sure, why not? Take profit at 4%, done. Now, it looks like everything is amazing in this bot. It's not. Trust me, there are periods, and I have the data down there to show you that there will be really, really nasty, choppy periods, which will be very frustrating. And you're going to feel like, ugh, this is so, like right here. This is, again, why it's so important. Here's a bull signal, meaning go long. And the price goes against us by 11%. With 3x leverage, that's going to be down 33%. This is why you can't use anything over 3x. I'm really, really specific on the settings. Now, does this actually hit our take profit target? No, it doesn't. It actually just closes at a little bitty baby win. But the point of the bot is not to make these huge astronomical 100x trades every single day. The strategy behind this bot is slow and steady wins the race. The strategy behind this bot is essentially the turtle strategy, except it's using very low leverage to trade against the market when it's going bearish and trade with the market when it's going bullish, even with periods of really high drawdown. Now, the chart here for SPX is actually a better representation of what can happen, especially with very risky charts. So if you're looking here at this bull opening right here, you can see this one. I mean, it's a great entry. Yeah. Oh, so good. And then it closes in a short. This one gets stopped out. This one gets long, and then it gets like, it's going to feel very whippy. And I'm showing this to you in advance because I do not want your expectations to get like crazy high. This is not a get-rich-quick bot. The idea of this bot is to trade the volatility that is inherent in crypto by going long and going short, so that way we can profit from all the wild whips that happen here in the wild west of crypto. Understand, we will not see every single trade close in the green. So I'm going to give you one last friendly tip on how to judge performance for all three of these. Now, one thing that's really helpful about this backtester is that we can see the profitable trades. And even though SUI has performed really well at 600%, only 34% of the trades are profitable. 1 in 3 trades is going to be a profit. That's actually pretty terrible. So how is it possible to have such good profit potential here? Well, it's because sticking to the strategy just works long term. As long as my profit factor is above 1, I'm still doing good, even with a terrible profit ratio right here. Now, when we have a higher profitable trade ratio, notice the profitability here, the P&L, is actually less than SUI. But honestly, if you're more of like, you're less risk adverse, 51% of the time, this is actually better than most of you. The reality is that most people lose a lot of their trades. If you're profitable 51% of the time, you are literally beating the market. So understand that this is designed to do well, but there will be periods of chop. Even with a highly profitable bot like this, 51% of the time is really realistically good. And 44% of the time, it doesn't feel that great. But honestly, zooming out to this chart, knowing how many total closed trades are here, 889, and we're up 5,272% since January 2023. This is going to be the most realistic bot strategy that you will see backtested ever. I want to speak to that real quick too. I know that there are lots of other crypto YouTubers that talk about backtesting strategies, backtesting bots, all that stuff, and they show astronomical gains. I honestly hesitate to show you that one for Solana just because it's backtested for such a long time. It's not really showing you the reality of crypto, which means chop, which means you're getting stopped out, you're not getting your targets hit, all that fun stuff. Anyone that's saying, oh yeah, this bot's going to give you 100,000% per year, or it's going to make you X amount percent, like it's going to make 100% this month. Like, there's no way to know what the market's going to do, which is why it's important for you to understand that the backtested results do not project what's actually going to happen next. I have a good sample size of some really volatile periods and have done my best to find some great settings. So you can copy the bot that's on Phemex, but understand that there's still going to be stop losses triggered. There's going to be trades that close in the red. But the reality is that long-term turtle-based strategies do really well. And even if the market has a pullback, we can actually use that to our benefit, short the market, and then when it starts reversing, then we can start going long again and getting inside of those trades. So again, you can click the link to copy this and follow this bot on Phemex. Make sure to use the link that's provided down below and let me know what you think about all this stuff. Until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.